To be here. It's simply completely unique. There is nothing else like it on the planet. It's all about humans. It's human stories. They're completely alone. They can't bring family, friends. There is no outside assistance. Everything that moves their boat through the water is because of the skipper. It's a completely unscripted adventure. No one knows exactly what's going to happen.
Make the entire golden globe around the world from the south to the north, to San Francisco to 26. Yay!
Well, g'day, Pa. You're looking a bit cold there. Where are you?
Well, I'm in Stockholm, Sweden, and yeah, it's been pretty cold, but we have a nice day today. But I've been out working the whole evening,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm a little
yeah.
bit cold.
Too true. So, and you're obviously on the boat. Is that your new home? Have you been kicked out of house and home for spending too much money on the GGR or something?
Actually, I would like to move into the boat, but it's still I haven't taken the time to actually organize myself. But I think it would be a good thing because I need
Yeah,
to spend all the time I can here. Yeah,
yeah. So you're still working too to finance the GGR. So you sort of work life GGR balance sort of thing. You know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And is it going well? Where you like just okay? So you're on the boat in Stockholm. You how long have you had the boat now? You've probably had it for 7 months, 8 months, or something.
Yeah,
Eh?
something like that. I bought it in July.
Wow, that's crazy, eh? Because I was just thinking before we started the interview. I was thinking, hang on, I'm a big part of this interview. I ask you silly questions normally on an entrant. I ask questions, so I had to get into it. You know what happened, but it's a funny story that we actually met up in Fiji. But anyway, so you've got a Russell 36, which is the third edition of the GGR that the boat has actually been on, because Ayrton sailed it in 2018, retired after a week, did 2022, retired after Cape Town, happy man. And now you've bought the boat. So that's interesting. Is it all going okay? Have you had a big refit or, how's it, what's happening with the boat?
Well, yeah, it's a bit more refit than I was expecting, but it's good. I mean, saw some damages on the chain plates, so I've changed those, and of course, I'm changing the rig and standing rigging, and yeah, lots of other stuff to do as well.
Yeah, long list.
Yeah, it's a long list. It's a long list, and it's getting shorter. Partly because I get some things done, but mainly because I realize I don't have the time.
That's cool. Yeah, it's always the list. You cross things off, and other things jump on the bottom. But anyway, so that's
Yeah.
all right. Well, okay, let's just go right back to the beginning because everyone's interested, and I'm interested too, to know exactly where your sort of journey started in sailing and life and so on. So go right back. Where were you born? Schooling. Did you start sailing really young? What was your first job? All that sort of stuff.
All right. Well, I was born 100 kilometers south of Stockholm, and when I was quite little, well, actually, when I was 2 years old, my dad took me out sailing the first time. I can't remember it even.
Okay.
But I started off early, and then we got separated. But I spent the summers with him and sailed a bit.
Yeah.
And when I was 12, he taught me to sail properly with a optimist. It's called
Yeah.
optimist, right? Yeah, small dinghy, and yeah, and that was really fun.
Your introduction.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah, good action. And then yeah, then in my adult life, I've been sailing on and off. So I had a boat like 25 years ago for a few years, and then I just borrowed boats sometimes. And then 5 years ago, I bought an OE 32, and also a Laureen 32. that was equipped to go long-term sailing,
Yeah.
ocean sailing.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I changed my plans then, but I sold the two boats, but I started to I sailed with other people. So I crossed the Atlantic. I took a offshore sailing course for a few weeks in Scotland with John Neal, and sailed the northern Indian Ocean from Thailand to the Maldives, and just gained some experience. I wanted to, find out how could it be to sail long term. Of course, I wanted to like cross an ocean. That was number one. And then when I did that, I want to do this again. I want to do this more. When we reached Grenada, I was just disappointed that it was all over after 2 weeks. I just wanted more of it. So that's pretty much my
sailing. You skipped a lot. The last I heard, you were 12 years old, and now you're getting into the GGR. So you went because you're a doctor now, right? You're a doctor.
Yeah.
So you went to university. You studied. Were you still sailing during that time as well, or that came later?
Well, as I said, sailing has been like on and off for my whole life. So when I was trying for like 4 years to get into med school. First of all, like high school, I really screwed up. So I had my grades were really lousy, so I couldn't get into any education basically, and I had to study a couple of more years just to be allowed to just get the, what do you call it? I don't know, the competency to actually try to get into med school, especially because it's required
that was your objective to med school. So was there a reason you wanted to be a doctor?
It was just, when I was like 19, 20, I wanted to be a fighter pilot, and I tried it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I tried to get in, but I didn't pass the tests. I got pretty close, but I didn't pass them.
Before you get into it, why did you want to be a fighter pilot? Were you just too cool? You saw Tom Cruise or something, or what?
That's like, why do you want to sail the Southern Ocean? I don't know. It's just I don't just have to do it.
Did it evolve over a few years, or you read a book when you were young, or saw a movie or something? I'm just interested.
I'm not really sure where it started, but I noticed during high school that I just suddenly was really interested. Maybe it was the film Top Gun. I don't know when that came. Maybe it was. I don't know.
I believe it.
I just noticed that I was really interested. I learned everything that there was to learn about the Swedish Air Force and all the different fighter planes and stuff like that. I just knew a lot of it about it. And
did you ever go flying? Like, did you ever learn to fly?
No, I just tried some what do you call it? Glides
sailing.
Gliders, just tried it out. Double command.
Yep, sure.
But it wasn't really what I was looking for. I was looking for the fighter pilot thing.
Wow, that's
I can't really explain it. Yeah, so pretty sad that I didn't make it. But anyways, and then I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I went to a psychologist and made some tests. Did some tests and stuff, and I remember reading. Of the interview, the paper I got from the psychologist, and I was interested in film production and media, journalism, and even economy, and it said something like, when it comes to healthcare, the only thing Nyman, which is my last name, would consider is the doctors, doctors. And because he thinks it can provide a good combination of like intellectual stimulation, meeting people, and being like having a one spot that is my spot, like an office, but also like moving around, like you do in a hospital,
Yeah.
And but the idea came from, I just had a neighbor who was studying medicine. And there was something about that that just felt right to me. So I was, maybe I want to become a doctor. And then I was sure I wanted to become a doctor. And it took me 4 years to
get in.
to get in, to get the results on the test that I needed to do to get in.
Wow.
So, but it was tough to get in, even when I had the maximum score on the test. I was sure to get in, but I didn't get in, so I had to. With too many,
the standard.
The competition is like enormous, so I had to wait another semester to get in. Actually, yeah.
Well, when you were doing all that, what was your interest or passion besides that? You know, were you outdoors? What were you doing, sort of thing? To
well, yeah, I had picked up climbing a couple of years before I started med school, and I actually started to work as a climbing instructor.
Okay.
Also,
this
training,
is rock climbing or mountain climbing?
Yeah, rock climbing.
Rock climbing, yeah.
And so I made that into a profession, actually. So I was an instructor, and I worked with the Swedish Climbing Association and trained other instructors, and so that was my a source of income during my med school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long was med school? About 5 years or something? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, 5.5 years.
5.5. So you had 4 years trying to get in, 5 years to get there. Wow. And then you were an intern or something, or?
Yeah. What is it called in English?
Like a junior doctor in a hospital. That's what they do in Australia.
Yeah, I was
anyway.
a junior doctor, and I tried some, quite a few different specialties before I got into family medicine.
So that's what you do now. It's like the standard family medicine and all the issues, yeah.
Yeah. I work in family medicine, but I also work in palliative care.
Okay.
I'm not a specialist in palliation, but I do work quite a bit with palliation.
Yeah. All right. And so now it's GGR. So what was the spark to, create a challenge or desire to do the GGR? Not when you already entered, but what was the first thing? Walk me through it.
Well, the main spark. I'm talking to the main spark right now.
That must have started before we met. There was a little bit there because I know you were saying. In fact, I forget our original contact. Why you contacted me, other than the fact I think it was a cold call. You were just arriving in Fiji. We were there in the boat, and you said, "Oh, hello, Don. I'm thinking of doing the GGR. Can we chat?" Is that about right?
Well, not really. So, well, partly. Anyways, it started with I heard about the Golden Globe race quite a few years ago, and I remember it vaguely. And I was trying to figure out why didn't like call for me then. And I think it was because I heard it was so difficult and so extreme and so crazy,
so ugly. Yeah.
So ugly.
Horrible.
So I don't know. I just didn't seem to be for me. But it was something just brewing. There was something happening inside of me, and then in March last year, a bit more than a year ago, it showed up again, like in the just in the flow somewhere, the GGR, and I was like, and I read by invitation. So I wrote to you and I asked you, how does this work? How does one get invited? And you answered something like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you want to be in the race. There's one spot left."
Oh yeah, I forget. It actually seems like it was a long time ago, but it wasn't. It was only a year ago.
Jeepers. It was only a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I read you told me to. It says that the host left the broadcast. Host joined the broadcast. Are you with me?
I lost you there. I lost you there for a bit, but we're back again.
Yeah, sure. So, where was I? So
it was a year ago,
you
and I said because we had a limit of 26 or 28 or something, and there was only one spot left.
30 actually, it was up to 30, and you said it was one spot left, and you sent me the rules, and I was like, yeah, but just wait a minute, just want to check it out. so I read the rules, and I was very intimidated by the whole thing, especially all the preparations, all the rules. Basically, I was like, how on earth could I keep track of all the things that need to be checked and on all those lists, all those requirements? I could never keep track of that. So, and also the sailing itself, I felt like I wasn't really qualified, which I wasn't at the moment either,
Yeah.
like formally, I wasn't qualified. So it was like, I didn't have the experience. I didn't have didn't seem to have the time or the money. Or, so there were many things that were kind of missing. So I just let it rest. And I had also promised a friend, an acquaintance at least, to help him sail his boat from New Zealand to the Caribbean. But I just wanted to do the longer passages because that's what I love. So we would start from New Zealand to Fiji in April, May. And so, yeah, we went there, me and my daughter, and actually a couple of friends of mine, to sail this beautiful Holberg Resi 46. And I felt during the trip, it didn't work out that well. He's a great guy, but just, the whole complexity with, the whole group and everything. And anyways, I felt like, I really want to do it. I want to sail myself.
You want to be by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I want my own boat. And I was thinking about you and the GGR again. So I was like, maybe it would be possible. So actually, I'm going to write to Don because we had Starlink on board. So I was like, I'm going to write to Don and ask him if that spot is still left. So I wrote to you and I asked you, is that spot still left? And do you think I can really do it with this budget and this little time left? And you were like, it's going to be tight, but you can do it. I'm like, okay. And then you said you were in Fiji. I think I lost you again.
We'll get him back just as he. There we go. We're back again.
Yeah. So, anyways, then you said you were in Fiji. I was like, oh, we're actually going to Fiji. We will be there in a few days. We're in. So you said, you can stop by if you want to, or if you're in the vicinity. I will be in Vuda Marina, and I was like, Vuda Marina. We're actually checking in Vuda Marina in 2 days.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so we speed that up. So you turned up, and then I said, come on over for half an hour. And I think it was a day later. We spent it like maybe a day just talking GGR. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. Yeah. And
so your take on that? So what we spoke for a day, and you walked away thinking what?
I was thinking when we were talking, what I felt was, I was crying like half of the time. You remember that probably.
Yeah.
Because I just felt so moved by the deep calling I felt. Something like moving in my spine, just felt that.
Yeah.
I can't explain, like an energy just moving through me and saying I needed to sail the Southern Ocean.
Yeah.
So
I
left with that message.
I'm not an extreme salesman. I wasn't trying to sell anything to Pär.
No.
We just had a lot of long, interesting conversations about life and dreams and all that stuff. It was quite interesting time.
Actually, Don, I think no, you really didn't try to convince me of anything at all.
No, not
you
at
just all. No, not at all. But what I found was that I have seemingly like collected knowledge and experience. I have this focus on this kind of sailing for quite a few years, obviously, because everything you told me, I already, of course, not everything, but a lot, I got confirmed, that I had the right kind of thinking to be prepared for this. So I was not like something out of the blue. So even though my sailing experience was quite limited, it still is, I would say.
Well, yes and no. This is an interesting conversation. Again, we've already started, but really I saw in you at the time a classic case of imposter syndrome where you wanted to do it, you were desperate to do it, but you thinking, you kept saying to yourself, I'm not a GGR sailor, but you had experience and you had all the qualifications and you had the dream and a real powerful incentive. And so, and honestly, I still see, with all due respect, because we talk a lot, as you know, still, you still, I think finally when you cross the start line in the GGR, you will finally drop the imposter syndrome. And I think it's going to follow you for quite some time, right to the start line. And once it starts and everyone's gone away over the horizon and it's just you and your boat, you will absolutely settle down and you'll think, hey, sheesh, I'm in the GGR. But until that day, this is just your other challenge now, Anyway, this is about you, not about me. That's just my observation.
You're right. And you also have told me quite a few times, like, it's going to be a roller coaster. And then when when I've been in this thing now for 8 months or something, it's been a total roller coaster, like all the time. Sometimes I'm like on top of the world and I'm like, this is going to be easy, no problem. I'm not the sailing itself, but I will reach the start line, no problem. And then the day after, I'm like, no way I'm gonna make this. And like I'm just fooling everybody.
Okay.
I'm a fake, So
yeah.
It's
but you know the deal. The moment you give up, it's all over. It's a corny saying, but that's the reality. You just cannot afford to give up. You just got to keep going, and then anyway.
Yeah. There are some voices in there that are not, they're not meant to be listened to.
Yeah,
negative.
They're healthy. They're healthy voices because that tempers your actual reality. And I go through the same thing. And I think nearly every GGR sailor will be going through those ups and downs. There's pressure, there's timelines, there's money, there's, so you're not alone.
Yeah, no, I think if I had only those like confident ideas, I would be super arrogant. So I think it's important for the balance.
Yeah, that's a balancing act. It's a balance because I face that all the time. Not for me, but for people's perception of me. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah. Okay, so
then we were in May then, and I was like, I went back to the boat and I decided to let the captain know that I was leaving, and so was my daughter. So it was a big disappointment, it seemed like, for him, and it was difficult, but I just couldn't say no to this calling. That would be like committing suicide, but being still alive, So I was like thinking a lot, and I called you, I think, too, during this time, and talked about the chances of finding a boat. And I was like, where should I find a boat? Where could I go? How should I do? And I was also like on and off. I was doubting a lot if I really could do it. And I also I reached out to Daniel Alfredsson, who's the Swedish Norwegian entrant, and also to Mara, who's Norwegian. So I feel a little bit closer to them, and that was also quite supportive. And then I just moved closer, and then I found the boat, and I bought the boat, and then it was like no return.
Too late now, Mum. I've got a boat. But anyway, and so you've got the boat. It was, it's had a history. Had another sailor bought it to do the 26 GGR, but then he decided not to, and it was sitting for about 6 or 7 or 8 months or something, and then you got on board. And what's the journey been since then?
Well, I was a little bit distressed with the boat. I've been sitting for a while, and it was not in as good shape as I kind of was expecting. And but anyways, I decided this was gonna be my boat, and well, I took it home. I started sailing from France after a week, I think. I emptied the boat, got all the things out, cleaned it, and all that stuff. And then my girlfriend at the time came, and my daughter came, and we set off for Sweden, and sailed the English Channel that I'd heard so much about it, that it would be so difficult and hard and whatnot, but it was really good. I mean, it was we had a great sailing. Stopped in Denmark, and had a good time, and sailed it home, and spent some time on the west coast of Sweden. I was on a boat fair at Holberg Rassy shipyard, invited by Magnus Rassi, the owner, who was really generous and let me have a spot. He thought it was good to have me there, and I made some great connections to
Yeah.
people. Rutgerssons, for example, is Ludvig at Hammarberg at Rutgerssons approached me, and so they wanted to support me. And, with developing things and just sponsor me on hardware and stuff like that. For example, and just helpful people and you know, happy people and inspired people that really give me, you know,
crazy
push
breed.
forward.
Yep.
It's a good energy to be there with the boat, actually.
Too true. Yep, that's cool. Okay, so you now when do you set off on your qualifier per se?
Well, qualifier. So that was my plan, to do the qualifier in the fall, the 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
But that was suddenly changed to 4,000 miles. So my plan to do it in the fall was interrupted because I needed to get home for work. But I actually did so I needed the 2,000 miles solo anyways, because I didn't have that. That's another thing, but I needed them. So I sailed to Bergen to hang out with Daniel Alfredsson. And so we spent 9 days together working on our boats and talking a lot and having a great time. This was in September. And then I set off for I was just sailing toward the Shetland Islands, a couple of days west of Norway. And it went well. And I had this idea, I didn't tell anyone, but I had this idea that I wanted to, you know, kind of do the original qualifying sail. Anyhow, just to show myself that I could do that. And so I was aiming to sail 2,000 miles without stopping. And I did. I sailed to Iceland. And then I turned around. Although my friends were saying, you have to go to Iceland. You have to stop there. I was like, no way I'm going to stop anywhere. I'm not getting off this boat. And then I sailed back and came back to Sweden in 16 days. And I did 2,130 miles. It was a really good experience. But the qualifier then, I'm planning on doing the qualifier starting in the beginning of June, and doing it like on my way to France, but taking a detour.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So, how can I put it? Up till now, is the GGR delivering exactly what you expected, or is it better or worse?
I wouldn't say it's better, so it's probably worse.
That's enough. That'll do. That'll do. All right.
But so, I think it's been more. I've been quite early on. I was thinking that I wouldn't go for aim to get a sponsor. I would aim to just. I had calculated how much I would need to work, etc. I had a plan for that, but then somebody said, "Hey, you can't work." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Okay, so maybe he thinks I can actually get sponsors and I can't really work." So I kind of bought that, but it was so. If I want sponsors, it's important that I do well on social media and stuff like that. And I find that very difficult. It's just very challenging for me to.
Well, the stuff you do has been really great.
Build my brand and stuff like that. I think that's I feel uncomfortable with that. Thank you very much. Anyways, but I've done like too little. But I don't know. I've been preoccupied with things that has not felt like the smartest thing to do energetically. But now I'm back to my first idea of being kind of self-sufficient, and whatever could be added from that, it's just a plus. But I focus on my work, and I focus on the GGR stuff. And I think that's better for me.
All right. Well, time's flying. I'm going to throw some words at you, and you just give me the first thing that comes into your head. So it's another psych test, right? To see what's going on. So you ready to go?
So I'm just saying what comes up. The first word.
Your first thing that comes into your head when I throw a word at you.
Okay.
Okay. Albatross.
Good.
Speed.
Nice.
Food.
Good.
Cape Horn.
I'd love it.
Le Sable d'Olonne.
It's a nice town.
Vendée Globe.
I love it.
Money.
Love it too, but could have some more.
Loser.
Don't really like that word. I don't know if there's such a word as loser.
Southern Ocean.
Deep calling.
Overboard.
No.
Excitement.
Yes.
Impossible.
No.
Knife.
Good to have.
Sleep.
Really good to have.
Panic.
Not like.
Winner.
Joy.
Holidays.
Say it. Holidays. Oh, far away.
Books.
Can be nice.
Family.
Yeah, I love it.
Hunger.
Don't love it.
Suhaili.
Oh, nice.
Inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration. Real.
Okay. That's enough of that one. Okay. So that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Did
now
I
you gotta
pass
go-
the test? Did I pass the test?
The which?
Did I pass the test?
You pass the test, and my hang on a minute. I think you should be a GGR sailor. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the psych results. All right. So now you got to pick a number between 1 and 10.
Okay, that's 7.
7. How would you like to make a living?
Oh. Like, actually, what came up was like, well, as I do it now, but I would like to lecture more, like, giving presentations and inspire people.
There you go. Do the GGR, and you got an instant bloody occupation.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Pick a number 11 to 20.
13.
13. To date, what's the best thing you've ever done?
Ooh. Actually, a motorcycle on the racetrack, with my knee in the tarmac.
Were you racing, or was it just an experience?
No, it was just an experience. I took a racer's license, but I never competed. But it was just so nice.
It was in practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I know what you mean. I used to take cars, and I raced bikes as well. But anyway, motocross. But that's a long time ago.
Yep.
21 to 20. 21 to 30.
21.
21. Okay.
Yep.
What are the 3 most important things in life for you?
Love. Curiosity. Yeah, and my kids, but that's kind of equals to love.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So that's 21. So 31 to 40.
33.
33. What would the perfect you be like? What would the perfect you be like?
I think the perfect me would be just the way I am. I want to change a lot about myself, but I'm happy with my life's journey.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. 41 to 48.
That's 45.
45. If something happened to you and you lost everything, what would you do?
If I lost everything, what?
Everything, yeah, everything's gone. It's just you standing there on the beach. What would you do? Or in the street? You've lost everything. What are you going to do?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'd get a job and just find out what's next. Not a
Okay.
big thing. Not a big thing.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Fair enough. Okay. Now it gets really obscure again. So you got to pick a letter this time. A letter between A and N. November.
Between
Alpha. Between Alpha and
A.
November.
Okay. That's a C.
C. What do you think about garden gloves?
Oh, they're absolutely brilliant. I used those today when I was working on the rig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Best. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really great. Yeah.
Really good. Okay. So you
I
got
have
real
I have
life
a
experience.
newly developed love for garden gloves. Actually, yeah.
Okay. All right. You can go another letter now between Alpha and November, but not Charlie.
Okay. So I will November.
November. Okay. If man evolved from a monkey, how come we still have them? Come on, we want a bit of philosophy here. So if man evolved from monkeys, how come we've still got them?
Well, we need them to think that we're better.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, that's a good one. Okay, so now I got to try a crazy one. Okay, I want you to imagine you're on your boat and it's sinking, right? How do you get out?
What? My boat is
So
sinking. How
imagine
do
you're
I?
on your boat,
Yeah.
right? You're going to imagine that you're on your boat and the
Yeah.
boat's sinking. How are you
Yeah.
going to get out of the boat?
Well, I'll throw my life raft in and jump to the life raft. What question is that?
No. Just stop imagining. All right. Okay. Well, I'll throw you another one, seeing you failed that one. No, will I or won't I? Yeah, I will. Okay. What? Okay. What are two things? Because you're a doctor, right? So, what are two things that you can never eat for breakfast?
Could eat anything for breakfast, but I couldn't eat lunch for breakfast or dinner.
You got it right. Holy dooly. I don't think anyone's ever got one of them right. You're the first one, I think. That's exactly
Well,
right. The two
I
things you
think,
can't have for breakfast is lunch and dinner, and you got
yeah,
it right. I'm
yeah.
impressed. Jeepers, why
Well,
did you take 4 years to get into med school?
well, it might also be that someone who has heard that question before could actually
Yeah,
answer it.
yeah,
I
probably.
heard it the other day.
Oh, there you go. That's cheating. Okay, scrap that. Now I know why you didn't get into med school. You were cheating. Jeepers. That's it. Oh, I'm going to have to pick some more dandies. I can see that. All right. So the reality is now that you're not. You got to do your qualifier, and that's challenging. And then you got to get to La Sable d'Olonne and all that sort of stuff. But assuming you you cross the start line, you're feeling like a real GGR sailor. Where do you see your biggest challenge to get to the finish line? How do you perceive that? In your mind. Just walk us through it.
Well, kind of what actually worries me the most is reaching land. Making landfall. Is that what you say? Yeah.
Anything, yeah. That's everyone have a different take on this, but if that's your fear, because how's your celestial navigation? Have you done much at the moment?
No. I've taken a few sun sites.
Yeah.
But I haven't even finished the whole calculation myself.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not like independent on that yet. So
Yeah.
I need to practice a lot more and learn
Well,
it properly.
you will be by the time you finish your qualifier anyway,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
then it gets a bit
So,
simpler.
but that's a difficult one that I dread a lot. I mean, nowadays we use GPS all the time, but I mean, back in the days it was. I mean, it's known that it was difficult and dangerous to approach land, and it still will be. So that's something that it's a really a concern of mine actually. But then, I mean, of course, the storms, anything could happen. Material thing, you know, any stuff can break on the boat, and uh, I'm trying to figure out where that, you know, what that would be, and that's the whole point. But it's very difficult to what do you say, like not forecast, but to predict.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Planning,
So
preparation, execution. Yeah.
yeah, but then, you know, I don't know what my reaction will be to really heavy storms. I haven't been in a really heavy storm anytime so far. But I mean, sailing to Iceland, we had like 34, 35, maybe 36 knots of wind for a few days. And but this boat was just so dealing with it so beautifully. It was, I think, the strongest wind I've been in so far. But it was just was actually very nice. You know, reducing sails and could sleep well. But we're talking about very different conditions. I mean,
Yeah.
we will have storms, proper storms, and I don't know what that will be like. So far, I haven't felt that it has ever been like
Yep.
too much for me, but it will probably be. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so moving forward still in that direction, where's the fun? What are you looking forward to most? You know, what's the fun factor? You know, I know it's a grind now, but there must be something there that you visualize as being, hey, this is all worth it. You know.
Yeah, I don't. You know, as I said, I mean, well, first of all, I have this calling that I can't really explain to sail
Yeah.
the Southern Ocean, and I don't know what that will bring me, what it will be like, if something will happen there. You know, I don't know what it is, but then when I have been sailing solo, I just love it. I love being out there. Even, you know, when I sailed to Iceland and was coming back, the last few days was like, I was sad coming home. I just want to be out longer. So just love spending time with the sea and the boat. And I like that so much. So that's the fun, you know.
And
Yeah.
everything you're describing is exactly what most of the people go through. You know, I see it
Yeah.
all the time, and it's not. I'm not even referring to an imposter syndrome, but you just don't know. But it's like as soon as you get going, this is exactly what I said at the beginning. As soon as you get going, and it's all gone over the horizon, and you're now on your way, you'll be in seventh heaven. You know, like you'll be thinking, "Hey, I'm in it. I've done it. I've got to start." Now the battle begins, but that's what you do. You know, you just
Yeah.
cope with situations. You keep going. You fix things when they fail, and say, "Hey, I'm really fixing things," you know, and
Yeah.
you know, it just starts to roll from there, and your confidence slowly builds. And that's the beauty of the Atlantic too. You know, like everyone,
Yeah.
you know, the Atlantic is a known entity to a degree. Anything can happen, of course, but you know, by the time you get down, you're about to enter the Southern Ocean, you've learned a lot more, and you know, anyway, so it goes. But
Yeah. And, you know, I love learning, and I don't know what it is, but when the sea throws things at me, I'm like, oh, what was that? I'm just laughing. I don't, not all, yeah,
yeah,
so far always when some shit happens, I don't get irritated. As you know, if you are unpredictable, it was changing rules or anything like that, or somebody else doesn't do what he or she has said she would do, I get annoyed and it's difficult and it's like, but
yeah,
when that happens at sea, I don't know. It's
that's
just
what it is.
it's
It's a
just the
total
sea
package.
doing its thing, you know. Yeah.
So do you think right up until this point, do you think it's your involvement with the GGR has already changed you a little bit?
Mm, yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe actually. I think when I have my bad days in the roller coaster, I feel it hasn't. But then when I feel more confident and more, which is more realistic actually, I think, I feel that I've grown. So I'm really hoping that I will, go through this and make it at least through the starting line, because that kind of growth would mean a lot for me, for it, and a positive change in my life and my attitude towards myself and the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's part of the course. I mean, no one ever knows why they're doing some of this stuff, but I think I told you the story. I would have, in my transatlantic in the little 580, and that's when I realised in the middle of that, after halfway, I don't know, I realised that I'd been the last 40 years of adventures all about proving something to myself, and I don't need to do that anymore. So
Yeah.
that's what happens. And just on the Southern Ocean thing, we just put a press release out the other day about the Ocean Globe Race, and I just realised that out of the 220 odd sailors in the Ocean Globe Race going around the world, 3 had actually been in the Southern Ocean before. That's all. Every one of the entrants, it was amazing, and the sailors, they'd never been in the Southern Ocean, and that was a big attraction. So part of the course, no pun intended.
Do
All
you,
right,
do you mean like even the skippers?
yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. When I say this, and as you probably know, I'm going to row across the Atlantic, stroke, by myself in the little boat, and people look and laugh, and they say the same sort of feelings that you can't do that. Why not? Because you've never done it before. How can you do that? It's the most stupid statement that anyone could ever say, because if you can't do something because you've never done it before, no one would ever do anything. Because you always got to do it once to start with, and that's part of the fun. But it's been really interesting talking to you, Pär, because everyone is different, right? Every one of the GGR entrants is different, and they have a different perspective, and yours is completely unique as well. On the style, of the reasoning. But deep down, don't worry, you're a GGR sailor. Just got to get out there and do it now.
You know what, John? Thanks for those words. I just want to comment on what you said about doing things that that
That you haven't done before,
that you haven't done before. That that's
yeah,
the support I have felt from you has been so important, and I love that. I love that attitude that we shouldn't like put restraints on ourselves just because and think we can't do things, and that it's so complicated, it's so difficult. Fuck that. Seriously, it's like, no, we can do so much more. I realized when I suddenly realized I was I was when I went to Iceland. I was talking on the phone. I was down here in the cabin, and I've been talking for quite a while. And I got up, turned around, and there was this beautiful mountain. And I was like, what the heck? It was so beautiful. And I realized, what? I'm in Iceland, and I had kind of to pinch my arm.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized, hey, wait a minute. This would have seemed like a far-fetched goal a few years ago.
Yeah.
And now, because I set, my intention, my aspiration much, much higher, this is something that is just happening like this.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. But for many people, it would seem like a big deal just to sail to Iceland, especially solo. But it wasn't. And I'm not super experienced. I'm not a super sailor or anything like that. But we can do so much more.
Believe in yourself. This is
exactly
the core of the reason we support all these adventure things that we do, because adventures make people get confidence. They have confidence. They understand risk assessment, value judgments. They become communicators because they've got something to talk about. There's all these different things which make better people in the world, and that's what you sort of need. But one of the big fun things for me when I was a little kid, my mum used to say, "Oh, why don't you stick to one thing and do that?" Because I'd do one activity for 6 months or whatever, and then once I've done it, I'd shelve it and then I'd do something else, because part of the fun is coming in completely cold with no experience whatsoever and going through that sort of whole planning, preparation, execution process, and then having a ball when you've done it, and then you think, okay, been there, done that, what's next? And I've got to tell you, I am super excited about rowing the Atlantic,
Yeah.
I was excited about doing the transatlantic in Trekker, with the 580. That was like a 3-4 year deal. And now, I was looking for something, and then it was Jasmine's fault, long story. But now I know what I'm doing for me next. I'm really excited about doing the row, and I have no doubt that touch wood, that I can do it. And yes, I'll be popping tendons and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't matter, you know. Anyway, so I can see what you're going through, and yeah, it's been great chatting. So, anything you want to sign off with your fans or anything like that? You know, people that are following.
My fans.
No, you see, you got people watching your social media posts. Well, there's ones when you were working on the rig, and there's smashing through the ice on the rigging and in the water. And I mean, for someone that doesn't live that high, up in the Iceland.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that has struck me is that how much it means to me when I get like positive energy from people. Like people are getting inspired or just encouraging me or feeling encouraged or anything like that. It's just that's also what I found when I sailed to Iceland. Keep talking about Iceland, but I had Starlink and I was posting a lot, and the feedback I got, the appreciation, and that meant so much for me. That's energy. It just, I don't know. It's just it's amazing. It means a lot to hear back from people, getting encouragement and hearing about what it means to them to that I share. That's awesome. And yeah, one more thing, my Facebook page I haven't had access to it since December, I think. So I can't answer messages. I can't do anything with it. I can't access it at all. The only thing, but it's posted there because I post on Instagram, so it's automatically posted there. But I have no administrative possibilities. So if anybody has sent me messages, it's and I haven't returned them.
How come you can't control it? You've lost the password or something, or you can't get back in or something?
No, I had another administrator who was helping me out, and then when he signed off as administrator, both administrators were gone. So there's no administrator to administrate.
You can't contact them now.
Yeah, exactly. And the support is super difficult to get connected to. So I have to find a solution for that.
Start another one. Just start another Facebook account.
Yeah, I need to do that. I'll call it something else.
Make sure your name is on it, and it's GGR. Your name is the big thing to push them, and people go. That's cool. All right. Well, look, that's really cool. Great to chat. We're looking forward to seeing you in Les Abdelons soon, and I'm sure we'll be speaking again. Not too soon, I hope, but it's a great story, and I say again, you're a unique. I mean, all the entrants are. Everyone's got an interesting backstory and stuff like that, and everyone's got a different approach. Every time I do one of these, the conversation is different with each person. There's no two alike. So that was fun. Okay.
Good.
Time to bugger off.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.